What's up, you wonderful people? It is I, Nima, and today I'm dying. My intestines are trying to blow up and just wreck my entire body, so I will not be doing what I had planned. I actually was going to do a review today for Autonauts, but it's a lot of work, and honestly, some other stuff I wanted to bring to the table, something as a community we can talk about, and that being the Bethesda Microsoft Showcase. And I have a couple questions, just to, something for you guys to think about throughout the video, but the first one being the fact that most of these games are on Game Pass and we don't actually have to buy them individually. Does that change your opinion of either your expectation for the showcase or your thoughts on the game? Meaning, oh, I don't really have to spend any money to play it, so I'll give it a shot. I don't really care. Or do you not have like the excitement for it either, because there's nothing really at risk, and so it just kind of gives you an ultimate, like, just meh kind of feeling about it. The other question I really wanted to ask, though, too, is what games you're excited for? Which ones do you think are going to be great? Which ones do you think are going to flop? Now, I want to say, too, the most revealing thing about this whole showcase was the fact that all of these games are going to be out within 12 months, or at least that's what they say. Now, honestly, I remember a time when Starfield was supposed to be out in 2022. Now it's 2023. And that kind of seems to be the theme in a lot of ways with a lot of these games is that whole idea with all these showcases and the directs and everything. It's just like, okay, guys, hurry up and wait and wait and wait. And some of these games that are really good don't have any date at all. We just assume, because they said it's going to be out within the next 12 months, but still, like, I don't know. Again, some of these were already announced for like 2 years ago to be out, and they're still not out. So just because they say it's going to be 12 months now, why do we believe that? But anyway, so it started with a game called Redfall, which I thought looked kind of interesting. Not exactly my cup of tea. It would have been something I probably would have been into, like, back when the 360 was out, like when I was in high school and playing, like, Dead Rising and that kind of game, because it's like a first-person shooter, but it's over the top, and it's not really serious, but it looks, I don't know, it looks cartoony, but it kind of looks alright. The fact that it's on Game Pass means I'll probably check it out at least, but not too excited for that. Hollow Knight Silksong, though, I thought was going to completely just tear apart Twitter and the internet as a whole, and nobody seemed to care. Now, I personally am super excited for Hollow Knight. Might be my favorite announcement from the showcase. But I will say, to be honest with you guys, a little bit of secret here, I've actually never beaten the first one, and I'm probably only halfway through the first one. I don't know why I'm so excited for the second, but I am, so I think it's going to be great. Anyway, after that, we had a game called High on Life, which seems to have a lot of character, a lot of just, I don't know, attitude about it, a lot of depth. Your whole mission in this, again, it's like a first-person shooter in like a weird kind of comic world, I don't know, where you collect different guns. They happen to be like related to each other. The most important thing to note about it is that this is made by the creator Dan Harmon, who has made the greatest show of all time, and that show being Community. He also was involved in some other shows like this Rick and Morty or I don't know, some other show, but Community, best show ever, and he made it, so I'm gonna buy it. Then the other thing that I really enjoyed, probably my second favorite, maybe my first, honestly, announcement, was A Plague's Tale Requiem. If you've never played A Plague's Tale, that game is so much fun. It is so good. Like, that game really got me back into just, I don't know, into like the stealth type games and really following stories. And it just, I don't know, it was fantastic. I absolutely loved that game, and I'm excited to see that this new one actually looks like it has a little bit more action, which makes sense because the lead character, she should be older now and more apt at like fighting, as well as like it just seems smoother and it seemed to transition a lot better. So I'm really excited about that game. After that, we got a lot of car games, and I'm not really a car game person. Just not, I don't know, I'm not really manly. The most manly thing I do is get drunk and call my wife's sister. Just kidding. But we did get a couple other games. And again, by the way, if you're into that, like, cool. It's just not my thing. Then we got like a flight simulator. It's like the 40th anniversary, so I guess you can fall asleep while you're playing that. It's not my thing either. It just didn't look that great. Then we had this whole thing about like Overwatch 2, which I think could be cool because it's free. I played Overwatch 1 at a friend's house and I really liked it, but they charge money, so I didn't want to get it. But Overwatch 2 apparently going to be free, so check that out. Aura Storm, I believe, is the name of the game. Kind of reminded me of like a Civilization, and I really do dig those kind of games. So that one I'm really kind of hyped to see like what happens with it and where's this game going. Then we got a whole bunch of information about like more Fallout 76, like it's the Pit, going to be like an add-on, and some more Elder Scrolls Online, which, by the way, that game's been going on for forever. Like, I used to play that game a lot, and I had like over 1,000 hours into that, and that was so long ago. I don't even want to come back to it, because I just know, like, I have a gigantic mountain to climb, and I don't have the time to play it. Then we got more racing games. We get Forza Horizon, and they had like the Hot Wheels expansion, which, if any of them, I actually like the Forza Horizon instead of like the Forza Motorsport, just because that one's more arcadey. And again, I'm not like a car dude or any of that, so that kind of plays more to my side. I'm still not gonna play it, I'll be honest. Then we got Vin Diesel in Arc 2, which I don't care about either. I think they're cool. I think the idea of like a survival game and that kind of thing where you create your own world, I think it's cool looking, but it's just not for me. And honestly, we didn't even get much gameplay. It was just him riding a dinosaur. Yeah. Then we got a clip from some gameplay, honestly, from I think my note on here just is gross. There's a game called Scorn, and I know what I meant by that. And it was just gross for gross sake. Like, it was like I don't know, like an indie film artist kind of like just creating like this weird thing just for the sake of being weird and out there and like being blood and things that don't really make sense. Like, I don't mind that stuff. In fact, I kind of like it, but I don't know. It just looked like it was trying too hard. Now, after that, though, there was a game called Flintlock, which I thought looked really cool. Seems to be like a Middle Eastern kind of world. I'm not exactly sure where. And it seems like an action adventures type game. The most important thing for me, though, and really caught my attention, was honestly the like aesthetics and the way the characters moved and looked. Like the animation looked really good, and the fact that you get to have a friend who's a fox. And you can't hate on foxes. It is the Phoenix Fox, which the Phoenix Fox does not get enough play, so happy about that. Then we actually got another presentation from Mojang with Minecraft Legends, which I actually think could be really good. If you ever played Minecraft Dungeons, it's actually a really fun game. Like, me and my son would play that quite a bit and had a lot of fun playing it. It was a really cool game because it was kind of like Diablo for kids, like you're still hunting like loot and fighting hordes of enemies, but there's like no blood or anything like that, or demons. But so I don't know, Minecraft Legends, it looked really pretty and could be a lot of fun. I actually have pretty high hopes for it. I don't know if I'm actually going to play it, but it looked really good. After that, we had a mech version of like Rune Factory in a game called Lightyear Frontier. This is another game that I actually kind of low-key kind of want to play. You're in a mech, but you're also like trying to create your own world, farm and mine, I believe, like literally, and also hunt in the dungeons and caves and stuff. It really looked like kind of like like a Stardew Valley meets like Gundam. I don't know. It's a hard to explain, but it actually looked kind of fun and kind of interesting. Although I will say your robot looks like a tractor, and it was like very evident. But no, it looks cool. Gunfire Reborn looks dumb. It's just, I don't know, it's a dumb shooter game. Not really that interested in it. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. Now, that game looked really cool. It was like a 2D, almost like a side-scroller, an old-school one, but with some really crazy environment and imaging. Like, it just looked creepy, but not for creepy sake. Like, literally to follow the game itself. It looked kind of old-school, yet, like, I don't know, with like a shiny coat of paint on it. Like, it looked like like an older game, where it's a little bit simpler, but really pretty and super, super dark and deep. Like, I don't know, it just looked really cool. I'm definitely down for it. Last Case of Benedict Fox, which sounds like a kid's movie, honestly. Then there was a game, and I don't even have the name of it. Literally, it's, I'm interested in it only for one reason. It's one of those, like, interactive novels kind of thing. But I don't even know what it was. Hopefully I have got video of it so you guys can see. But it's like, they say it's like an interactive story, but some of those games are really good. Like, what was it? There's a 96 Road something 96 it came out for the Switch. That was a really cool game. I like the Telltale games, obviously like Life is Strange and stuff like that. Good games, but this one you couldn't tell if you had any control of the characters or not. And when they talked to the developer, they said they did. But the thing that really kind of caught my attention is said multiplayer, like up to 4 players. Like, well, how can you do that in one of those kind of games? Those like graphic novel games. It could be interesting. I don't know. Then a game that's coming out here in the next couple weeks, Nakara Blade Point, which apparently has like 10 million players in it. It's kind of like a battle royale game, but with like swords, like samurais and ninjas and stuff. Honestly, I'm definitely going to check that out because it just looks fun. And again, if you have the Game Pass, why not? And apparently there's 10 million people, so it can't be that bad. Then we got a game called Pendament, which is made by Obsidian. And the thing is, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, this looks cool, because I thought it was from an indie developer. And then finding out this Obsidian, I don't know, I just kind of like stopped caring. I was like, I don't care. You guys are... I just felt like they were trying to make it look like it's an indie game, and that bothered me. I don't know. It might be fine. It might be good. I don't know. I'll have to like actually check it out, but I was kind of bothered by it. Then we got Grounded, which is actually finally going to come out. I don't know, I played this game like 2 or 3 years ago. It's a very survival game. I don't know. You're like a kid, you get shrunk. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but like survival, like with elements of like green hell and that kind of style of game. But at the same time, like now I guess they're bringing a full story to the game. I don't know. This is one of those things like I brought up last video. Like, do you care? Like after a year or two, do you even care about a game continuing on? Especially if like it wasn't done. And this is definitely one of those style of games, but I could see a lot of people going back to it and checking it out. I don't know. I won't. But Diablo 4 was next, and this one, God, it looked beautiful. I gotta be honest, and I'm pretty sure I didn't see a Game Pass logo next to it, so it means we gotta pay for it, but I don't know, like, if I'm being honest, like, I'm really thinking about, super hyped about it, honestly. I love Diablo 3, and I know, like, there's a ton of issues with the company. I know there's a ton of issues with, like, Diablo Immortal right now, and, yeah, we know they're, like, scumbags, and we know what they're doing is scummy, but god damn, that game looks pretty, and it looks like a lot of fun. And I just remember how much fun Diablo, like, 3 has been, and 2. So, yeah, probably gonna end up getting Diablo 4. It looks great. So we had an update for Sea of Thieves. Apparently you can be a captain, which I don't care. Just not my thing. And then we got a really cool thing. Like, I would have been so down for this, by the way, and I still am. I'm still excited. One of my favorite series is Persona. I love Persona. I love the JRPGs in a lot of ways. And they announced, like, we're bringing 3, 4, and 5 to Xbox, and it's going to be awesome. And I was like, oh, yes, I finally get to play 4. Now, I do have 4 on my PC, but I don't know, I don't get to it as much as I should. And I've only been able to play a little bit of it. So I was really excited to see it's going to come to a console. Usually, that means it comes to another console, and it did. It is going to come to the PlayStation 5. Like normal, hasn't been announced for Nintendo Switch, which sucks, because honestly, Persona 4 Golden on the Switch would be awesome. It'd be great. But we have a time for that to be announced, because here's the thing that got me about it. Persona 5 is going to come out October 26th of this year. October 26th? This game could just be ported over. I don't really know. And it is a Persona 5 Royale, and look, it's totally worth it. It's one of the best games I've ever played. It's fantastic. But then that got me looking into when's the other games coming out, and lo and behold, 2023. So we have like a year to wait for Persona 3 and Persona 4? I don't know, man. Like, it's just ridiculous. Then we got a game called Ravenlock. Ravenlock looked cool. I don't know, kind of like I was like pointing out to my wife, like it looked like Alice in Wonderland, but with like the gameplay style of like a Zelda-esque game. And it looked cool, and it's definitely like something up my alley, so I'm definitely down for that. And then finally, the last game, Starfield. And I don't know, guys, like, this is arguably why I just wanted to make this video. I didn't care. I really didn't. Like, I tried to care. I'm not sure if part of it is, like, watching this whole presentation. A lot of these games just seem to be the same to me. A lot of them, like, that first-person shooter. And again, there's games I didn't mention. Namely, because a lot of them had that first-person shooter. I don't know. And I like shooters. I do, somewhat. Well, first-person shooters. But, I don't know. I guess part of me, like, when I look at these kind of games, it just brings me back to, like, that 360 era PlayStation 3. And maybe delving a little bit further in. But it almost just seems like a dead platform. And I know it's not. I know there's some really good third-person shooters, and I know people still play like Call of Duty and a lot of those things. So I'm not saying like it's just dead and it sucks. It's just not as exciting as it once was. And seeing that, especially like Starfield, it seemed kind of laggy. I could see some screen tearing. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of bugged me. As well as it just didn't look very exciting. It didn't look like, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. And again, I don't know if it's just me personally, and it probably is, but I am kind of curious, like, was everyone excited about it? Are we still in on like Starfield and all that? Or, I don't know, are you with me where you're kind of more excited for like a Plague's Tale and like Hollow Knight and some of these other games that just do something different and have a little bit, and maybe actually retro in a way? Because, Hollow Knight, you can't get much more retro than like a Metroidvania. But that just seemed to be where I was at. Anyway, though, that's it. This is already taken like forever. So I'm just curious what your thoughts are. By the way, I will say this. This video will probably not be edited very well, and you're probably going to see the most raw I've been in a long time. It's because not feeling well, and this went way too long, but I love talking with you guys. I love being part of the community. I love every one of you. Silver Strays, Trek, I obviously Asden, great. Yeah, you guys are fantastic. Super, super appreciate all the comments and all the interactions. It's just like we're doing it. We're building this community, and it's awesome. I really do love you guys. Take care. Oh my god, I need to find some deity to pray to. I could just stop suffering. Or maybe just like, they call Dale Gribble. Find out what kind of creature is trying to crawl out of my gut. Just, I can barely breathe or sit.